Welcome back, and I have another exciting DIY project to show you. Now, this is not a tutorial on how to make this DIY boat. This is just a showcase showing you what I've made previously. I made this about a year ago, and it was a very fun project. I was expecting to go set sails with a trolling motor and battery around the lake and such, but it turned out that this boat just wasn't what I needed. And that happens a lot. We have ideas in our minds, and we fantasize about the most ideal way to use the project. And it comes a time when you build something and it doesn't turn out to be the way you want it. Or not necessarily the way you want it, but just it doesn't do what you wanted it to do. And that's what this boat is. It's a boat made out of a 4x8 sheet of plywood. There's videos online about how to make them, and if you wanted to make something like this, then I would encourage you to do so. It's beautiful. I mean, it's a boat. It floats. There's no leaks. It's phenomenal. And I'll show you around the boat real quick. I made it out of a 4x8 sheet of plywood with some other wood in there, just chunks of wood and stuff. I made a little seat, 2 seats actually for it, and just a really good looking little thing here. Now I used some latex paint for it, and I did end up putting some clear coat on it as well. And well, the boat floated. I went out to the lake with it with a trolling motor, actually a 24-volt trolling motor with 2 car batteries in there. It was floating everything just fine. I mean, I was floating. Had a life jacket on, of course, but this boat didn't turn out to be the way that I wanted it. Now, it displaces a certain amount of cubic feet. I did all the calculations a long time ago, but I remember it could hold about 550 pounds. But at 550 pounds, the water would be here. So 250 pounds and it's floating halfway. And that's an issue because I'm about, 140. If I have a friend in here that's also 140 pounds, and that's pretty light for people, the boat would be already at halfway, and I wouldn't be able to carry any gear. I wouldn't be able to carry a trolling motor on there with batteries. Now, I could do myself alone with a trolling motor and a battery, but then it's about here. And then if, let's say a wave comes that's 4 inches tall or 5 inches tall, the water's almost going over. So on a clear day, with just yourself, maybe a paddle and some poles, phenomenal. It would work excellent. But I was wanting to carry people in there as well, go out with friends and stuff like that, or significant others. And I can't do this with this project, which is why I bought a kayak. And I'm gonna do some videos on the kayak as well. But so yeah, this is the boat. I can turn it around for you and show you the back and the front and all that. About 7 feet long. You may be wondering why there's a bunch of glue and stuff on the boat, and that's because originally I didn't have this foam on it. All right, there's some foam right here, some closed cell foam that I bought, from a hardware store, and that didn't used to be on there originally. You see, I added these because I was trying to add more displacement to the boat, which would therefore make it carry more weight. Adding, foam here and foam on this, foam on the sides. That's about a 1/2 inch thick. I was able to, add about probably, I'd say 40 more pounds of carrying capacity. Well, that still just wasn't enough. So I ended up getting a 2-seater kayak, and I'm going to put a trolling motor on that instead. It wasn't right for me, but it may be right for those of you out there. You can find tutorials on how to build a boat like this. I just got a 4x8 sheet of plywood, cut it in cut it in like 4 or 5 different places, and I was able to fold it and make a little box out of it, essentially, and then just brace it with different things. And I was having a lot of give as well with the plywood in the bottom of the boat, which if you build this project, I'm assuming you're going to have that as well. So I put some little, I can't remember the boat term of what they're called, but they're like rudders or something like that. No, they're not rudders. I don't know what they're called, but they help the boat track straight. And also, they keep the bottom of the boat, keep it nice and rigid, right? So you don't have any issues with that. And I mean, yeah, I took it out on the water. I can put some videos right here for you guys to see that, or maybe somewhere else in the video. But it just a boat, you know? 7 feet tall, solid, no leaks. I designed this to go into my car originally, and I did get the boat to do that, right? I fit the boat in my Golf GTI, and it was just a tight squeeze, let's put it that way. So, you know, carrying it was one issue. It wasn't quite right. So yeah, that's my DIY boat that I built, and I can get some footage of that for you, maybe inside the boat. And if those of you want to maybe see how I built this or something, I may be able to do a video about it. I put some foam on the seat right here as well, just to, you know, make it a little bit more comfortable. I don't know why I put that piece of wood there. I added that later for something, but it may have been to keep the batteries, because I may have had the batteries right here, the trolling motor right there, and I may have sat like in there or something. But yeah, just good stuff. Now, if those of you want to see what a 7-foot plywood boat looked like with 2 car batteries, a trolling motor, and a person, then I may have a picture of that somewhere, but it was pretty weird. Bottom, it's got glue all over it and stuff. I tried to sell it on Craigslist, but nobody wants to buy that, turns out. So, you know, a very cheap project as well. It costs like maybe $60, $70 to build, and you can have your own boat. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like it.